Now on Nightside, schools in Coeur d'Alene are facing closure if a levy fails to pass next month. Hear from one teacher whose school is on the chopping block, and so is her job.
And the rain clears out for Earth Day, but it's back on Sunday. What exactly to expect coming up?
A toddler found shot at a Washington fire station this morning. What police know so far. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. The Coeur d'Alene School District declared a financial emergency. If the supplemental levy does not pass, the district will close 2 schools.
And like the home away from home.
More than 300 teachers and staff could also lose their jobs if the $25 million levy fails. And that happens next month. New on Nightside, Rania Kaur spoke to an elementary school teacher trying to figure out what to do next if her school closes its doors.
For those I spoke to tonight, Bora Elementary is more than just a school, which is why they were devastated to hear Bora could be closing next year if the levy doesn't pass. For more than a dozen years, Bora Elementary has been like a second home to Teresa Armstrong.
I teach here because of the community and what's surrounding us.
If the district's $25 million supplemental levy fails again this year, it will have to close 2 schools. On the list, Dalton, Bryan, Ramsey, and Bora Elementary School.
It was gutting. This has been my place that I've taught for 15 years.
Her son also goes to kindergarten at Bora Elementary.
He's loving it. He's thriving here, and I don't think he could imagine himself being anywhere else, and neither could we.
Bora Elementary School is the reason Mary Hamilton says her bonus daughter will thrive when she goes to middle school.
She is a learner that requires a flexible classroom, and Bora showed all of the flexibility and kindness and care that she needed, and she has loved school every day since.
In mid-May, voters will head back to the polls. Until then, Armstrong can only wait and hope.
It's been like the home away from home, and you give yourself, you give your family less because you give the school more, and gosh, it means a lot.
That school levy will go again in front of voters on May 16th. We'll continue to keep you updated on this issue right here on KXLY and on our website at kxly.com. In Coeur d'Alene tonight, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
New on Nightside, Idaho authorities are investigating after a high school went up in flames. Crews responded to Highland High School in Pocatello this morning. Authorities say the building that includes the cafeteria, gymnasium, choir, and band rooms is a total loss. A few classrooms were also damaged. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A Central Valley High School teacher is now facing sexual misconduct charges after being accused of getting involved with a student. According to court documents, the relationship started over social media last summer. McKenna Kindred alerted school administrators that she was being harassed online by people accusing her of having a sexual relationship with a student back in December. Spokane County Sheriff's deputies launched an investigation and uncovered social media and text messages, including photos, shared between Kindred and the teen. Other students told detectives the teen went to her house while her husband was on a hunting trip last November. Kindred is due in court early next month. The Central Valley School District says Kindred submitted her resignation after she was placed on leave. Well, our very own Peter Choi emceed the 5th annual Blue Jean Ball at the Northern Quest Resort and Casino tonight. The fundraiser supported the organization Communities in Schools of Spokane County, which works to connect young people with the resources they need to learn and grow. Mentors and tutors, after-school care, clothing, school supplies, just to name a few. Well, we saw some scattered showers today. What's our weekend looking like? Let's send it over to Emily Bloom. She's in for Chris tonight. Emily.
Hey, Aaron, pretty nice conditions for the weekend ahead. We do have some rain to contend with, but it's not going to be until late Sunday evening. Temperatures today, very nice, made it up to 51 degrees in Spokane, still below the seasonal average of 58 for this time of year. But hey, we have got a warm up on the way. Taking a look out right now through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, temps in those upper 30s and lower 40s. That's 38 in Coeur d'Alene and 43 in Spokane at the moment. As we move through the remainder of our overnight hours, temperatures falling to about 37 degrees. All that heavy cloud cover out there kind of working as an insulator for us, so we're not going to get quite as cold as we did over the past couple of nights. We're up to 40 degrees by 8 a.m. And moving into your Saturday, I think that the early morning hours between 8 and about 10 a.m. are going to be your best shot for some sunshine. It is Earth Day. Plenty of people outside taking in all the inland Northwest has to offer, maybe planting trees, doing some cleanup in your neighborhood, whatever it may be. By 12 p.m. we're up to 52 degrees and getting closer to our high for the day tomorrow in the mid-50s. By about 4 p.m. with that heavier cloud cover moving in. Now, no rain for us to be worried about for tomorrow, but we do bring it back on Sunday. Temperatures by that point up to 59 degrees, and we could see some isolated thunderstorms within the rain showers on Sunday. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. And then we do have this temperature trend, temps warming into the upper 60s by the middle of next week. So we're going to talk more about all of this coming up in just a few minutes.
Emily, thank you. New on Nightside, a toddler with a gunshot wound was found at a Tukwila, Washington fire station this morning. When police arrived, they gave the child first aid and took them to the hospital. The toddler is in critical condition. The investigation continues tonight. New on Nightside, 5 hours before the deadline, the Supreme Court decided to allow continued use of a popular abortion drug. For now, it's a move that has major consequences.
Headline for right now is that mifepristone access tomorrow is going to be the same as it was yesterday, that's not going to change anytime soon.
Well, this is the first big abortion-related decision from the court since it overturned Roe v. Wade last summer. A ruling by a Texas judge this month blocked the FDA approval of mifepristone, often the first part of a two-drug regimen to end early pregnancies. A federal appeals court has already scheduled oral arguments for mid-May. There's a chance the case could ultimately come back to the Supreme Court, but for now, doctors in states where abortion is legal can prescribe mifepristone to their patients. New on Nightside, April is Autism Acceptance Month. One mother's experience raising a son with autism inspired her to write a children's book about being kind to others. When Deandra Perry's son, Cameron, was first diagnosed with autism at a young age, she knew very little about the disorder, and she says Cameron's doctor told her he would have a difficult life. But Deandra was motivated to prove that doctor wrong, and after Cameron began going to school around age 5, he started speaking. Today, 13-year-old Cameron is thriving.
Anything that the doctor told me he wasn't going to do, he's doing it. I'm really proud of him. He's super outgoing, very loving, charming, and kind, giving.
About 4 years ago, Deandra took Cameron to the park and says she saw something special. Some of the kids kept their distance, but one of them asked what was going on with him, and Deandra broke it down in a kid-friendly way.
And when I broke it down, he said, "Oh, that's not a problem. We can help him. He can play with us. He just needs help." And it was a really special moment for me.
The interaction inspired her to write a children's book called Cam's World. She hopes the book can help other families, whether they're on the spectrum or not. Habitat for Humanity, along with volunteers, made it possible for two Spokane families to get the keys to their brand new homes this evening. In June of 2020, the original home on that lot burned down and it killed the owner. And now that lot has been transformed into two brand new houses. This afternoon, Habitat for Humanity hosted a home dedication for both families, celebrating the completion of Habitat for Humanity's home ownership program and celebrating the new homes, which are affordable for the families, fire resistant, and better for the environment.
Homes won't burn to the ground like the one previously. They're highly energy efficient, low carbon.
That's because they're made with insulated concrete forms. In June, these homeowners will be all moved in, ready to be a part of their new neighborhood.
And some big news out of Gonzaga. I'm Julian Minnesone. After losing more than half of their key players from last season, the Bulldogs have some reinforcements on the way. There are two new players joining the program. The latest is Creighton transfer Ryan Nembhard. That name might sound familiar. Ryan Nembhard is the younger brother of former Gonzaga star Andrew Nembhard. Ryan averaged 12 points a game last season and was the Big East Freshman of the Year in 2021. He started every game for the past 2 years at Creighton. The Bulldogs also added Wyoming transfer Graham Ike. Ike sat out all of last season due to a leg injury. He was the Mountain West preseason player of the year. The 6'9" Ike averaged 19 points and 9 rebounds a game during the 2021-22 season. And coming up in sports, we take a deeper dive into Gonzaga Gonzaga's roster next season and what it could look like and how the transfers will fit in. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Julian, thank you. Coming up on Nightside, ways that protecting our planet and leading a healthy life go hand in hand. Plus evidence that cool sculpting is a riskier procedure than advertised.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Best of Broadway, BroadwaySpokane.com.
Put some spring into your step with Great Floors. Shop exclusive specials throughout our showroom on carpet, luxury vinyl, and cultivated wood. Save on Karastan carpet, only $20.23 for a whole home installation. Our huge selection and expert team are here to help you recreate the perfect look and feel of your home. Great Floors offers 12-month 0% financing, so you are free to select the exact flooring you want. Visit a showroom today and live life on Great Floors.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Our therapy doesn't fly solo. For every child, there is a compassionate team committed to excellent care and comprehensive pediatric therapy. Joya, every child is limitless.
It's time to get the tax break you deserve this week at Walker's Furniture, as they offer a double sales tax discount or no minimum purchase, no money down, 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
There's no better time to freshen up your living room, dine in style, or get that bedroom set you've always wanted. Plus, get a double sales tax discount or no interest for 5 years financing.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
I feel safer when you're in the building.
Over 10,000 stars.
History making.
5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
You sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Best of Broadway, BroadwaySpokane.com.
Well, welcome back, and thank you for staying up with Nightside. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into the weather that you can expect for the days ahead and into next week. We're going to get going with the 4 things you need to know. Cloudy and cool for tonight, and cloudy and mild on Earth Day tomorrow. Showers do return to the region on Sunday, and then we have got a warming trend headed our way for next week. Satellite and radar is showing that some of the showers that we experienced Friday afternoon moving out and dissipating and leaving clear conditions behind that, and that's more of what you can expect for tomorrow. Temperatures right now across the region, many areas in the 30s and 40s, depending upon where exactly you're at. 46 for Moses Lake and 38 in Deer Park. Zooming it in, bringing it a little bit closer to home around the Spokane area. Many areas falling back into those upper 30s at this point, and a few areas, 9 Mile and Spokane, still in those lower 40s. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, falling back to an overnight low of 35 degrees in Spokane. Cloudy and cool, and those winds coming out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the region, most of us going to be into the 30s in the overnight hours, and this is where you're going to be as you're waking up on Saturday as well. 43 in the Tri-Cities, 35 in Pullman, and 33 will be the overnight low in Deer Park. Now moving into Saturday, Earth Day. Many people planning activities outdoors, whether it's picking up around your neighborhood, planting some trees, whatever it may be. No rain for us to be worried about, but you can see pretty cloudy conditions basically throughout the entire day. I think our best shot at getting some sunshine is going to be in those early morning hours between about 8 to 10 a.m. Temperatures climbing into the mid-50s by tomorrow afternoon, a little bit warmer than where we were today, and down to 54 by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. What we've got going on, this area of high pressure in place, that is what is keeping us dry tomorrow, but then we've got that second system right behind it, and that's going to bring some action to our region on Sunday night. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
Emily, thank you. New on Nightside, Cool Sculpting is the non-invasive body contouring fat removal procedure that may help you lose your belly fat and love handles. But a new report says the chances of developing a serious side effect may be higher than people originally thought. Cool sculpting works by freezing fat cells in targeted areas, which cause some fat cells to die. But for some people, it can cause a serious adverse effect called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, or PAH, where tissue enlarges in the treatment area, increasing the number of fat cells rather than decreasing them.
I looked pregnant, like I was carrying triplets.
Gina D'Addario tried cool sculpting in 2017 on her midsection. She says it took years for doctors to figure out what exactly was wrong.
I'll take it from here. And in 2021, supermodel Linda Evangelista went public with her claim that cool sculpting left her brutally disfigured and subsequent surgery left her unrecognizable. Evangelista sued Zeltic Aesthetics, the maker of cool sculpting, now owned by Allergan, for $50 million. Allergan told ABC News that reports of serious adverse events are closely monitored. New on Nightside, dirty air isn't just bad for your lungs. A study shows some types of air pollution may be linked to developing depression later in life. Researchers looked at over 1 million older adults that were diagnosed with depression. They found that being exposed to air pollution for a long time was linked to an increased risk of depression. So keep an eye on air quality and try to avoid areas with high air pollution for long periods of time. New on Nightside, the American Lung Association has ranked American cities for air pollution. You probably won't be surprised that Honolulu and Kahului in Maui top the list for the cleanest air in the U.S. Part of that is likely due to how remote Hawaii is. Another contributor to Hawaii's clean air is the trade winds. They blow all the pollution people produce out to the ocean, but the air is not always clear. Brush fires and volcanoes can sometimes produce natural pollutants that make the air less than optimal. Protecting the place we live and leading a healthy life kind of go hand in hand. Many of the actions we can take to reduce our carbon footprint also have health benefits. Dr. Elisa Gordon is the medical director of sustainability at Cleveland Clinic. She says eating a plant-forward diet with an emphasis on foods like fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds, and less animal-based products is not only good for your body, it can also help reduce your carbon footprint. Gordon says to also consider going to a local farmer's market, which reduces the amount of gasoline used to transport food. She also says to try walking or biking to where you need to go, keeping you active and polluting less in the air and boosting your mental health.
Just being around trees lowers blood pressure and boosts your immune system. It also makes kids more relaxed and attentive, which improves learning and school performance.
And finally, keeping those TVs, lights, and other electronics off when not in use can help better promote sleep and reduce energy use at home and at work. Today in the Idaho murder trial of Lori Vallow, jurors saw new body cam footage and heard a jailhouse phone call of her surviving son confronting her. That's next on Nightside.
Later tonight on Nightline, Coachella, the annual festival in the desert, and the potential dangers presented by fentanyl. The volunteers on the scene trying to save lives, and a town called Waterproof, and the name that fits all too well.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The Floor Trader Outlet's free carpet install sale going on this month. Get free carpet installation with purchase from our large selection of quality carpets. The Floor Traders free carpet install sale. Hurry in.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,250 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Chicago, celebrating 25 years of Broadway Razzle Dazzle. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
May 13th and 14th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. BroadwaySpokane.com.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers.
It's to get you the information you need to plan your day.
We begin with breaking news and the breaking news you need to keep your family safe.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
The Floor Trader Outlet's free carpet install sale going on this month. Get free carpet installation with purchase from our large selection of quality carpets. The Floor Traders free carpet install sale. Hurry in.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
Welcome back to Nightside. We are picking up right where we left off, talking about our weather and what you can expect for the weekend ahead. If you missed the earlier segments, what I said is that we're going to be nice and clear for Earth Day tomorrow on Saturday, but rain returning to the region on Sunday. So taking a look at that, putting forecast radar in motion, this is the heavier cloud cover that is going to be moving throughout the day on Saturday. Slight chance for those of you in the North Idaho area to get a little bit of rain, but it's not going to be very impactful. It's this next system that is going to be moving in Sunday night, where we're all going to see something out of it. You can see scattered showers across the region and some isolated areas of thunderstorm activity as well. That is going to be Sunday into Monday. The rain chances linger throughout the day on Monday, and then we clear it out on Tuesday and temperatures warm from there. For tomorrow, our afternoon high of 56 degrees under some heavier cloud cover and mild conditions. Winds coming out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the region, many areas still into the upper 50s, 56, 58, a few areas getting into those lower 60s. This is before the warming trend that we are experiencing. Going to be experiencing rather, not experiencing right now. As we take a look at the temperature outlook into the first week of May, it's looking like our particular area going to be on the warmer side. In terms of the precipitation, looking to be right about in the middle average for this time of year. So the planning forecast, this is where we've got the good news. We're into the lower 60s on Tuesday once we get through those chances of rain Sunday and Monday, and then temperatures warming through the 60s all the way up to 69 degrees by Thursday of next week. I think that this is the warming trend that we have all been waiting for, and then plenty of sunshine by next Friday as well. I know that I certainly have been missing some of that sunshine, so we've got that to look forward to. Aaron?
We certainly do. Thank you, Emily. New on Nightside. Today in the murder trial of Lori Vallow in Idaho, jurors saw new body cam footage and heard a jailhouse phone call of her surviving son confronting her. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has the story.
This morning, new body cam footage played in court showing the moment detectives say Lori Vallow Daybell lied, claiming her son JJ was with a friend when really he'd been missing for months.
He was just saying that he wanted to do a will check on JJ.
So JJ, you were?
He's in Arizona.
This after testimony from Lori's only surviving son, Colby Ryan. A jailhouse phone call between the two played in court.
You think you can hide from me?
I'm not hiding. You just quit talking to me?
Probably because you murdered my siblings. That's probably why you stopped talking to me. Maybe you should understand.
I didn't. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
I wasn't there. I was kept
That's
in
right.
lab.
And one day,
two kids
you will know.
Murder.
Lori now charged with the murders of 7-year-old JJ and 16-year-old Tylee. Their bodies found in June of 2020, 9 months after they were last seen alive in the backyard of Lori's 5th husband, Chad Daybell.
Tylee and JJ, Mom.
Yeah, and guess what? They know. They know exactly what happened.
Backyard.
And they love me.
Freaking matter what happened if they're buried in your new husband's backyard.
Colby accusing his mom of becoming a different person after she met Chad, a religious doomsday author.
I thought that you were a completely different person. I don't know a murderous mother.
Prosecutors say Lori and Chad believe JJ and Tylee were zombies and murdered them.
I pray every day. I pray, no matter how mad I am at you, no matter how bad I want to hit your husband in the face with a shovel. I pray for you. I pray for him. You ripped my heart out and you ripped out everyone in this family's heart out.
The couple also accused of conspiring to kill Chad's former wife, Tammy, who was still married to Chad when he met Lori. On Thursday, a friend testifying about their relationship before Tammy died.
They had no complaints. She was a good wife, but she said her time was coming up.
Tammy mysteriously dying in October 2019. Weeks later, Lori and Chad marrying in Hawaii.
New on Nightside, there have been a rise in car thefts nationwide, and one such incident was caught on camera. Here you can see a homeowner sprinting out to his driveway to stop a would-be thief trying to steal his car. It happened just last week in a Connecticut neighborhood. When the car's owner physically tries to remove the suspect, 3 more arrive, beating the owner until a bystander says they're calling the police. The 4 suspects give up, run to their car. The victim was left with minor injuries. These cases part of a rising dangerous trend that experts say began at the start of the pandemic, and it's a problem across the country. Washington, D.C. reporting vehicle thefts are up more than 100% since last year, and Chicago reporting a 135% increase from 2022 to 2023. Spokane is one of 28 cities voicing its frustrations with drug use enforcement in Washington. Mayor Nadine Woodward and 27 other mayors across the state signed and sent a letter to the Washington legislature voicing their frustration on the direction a new drug enforcement policy is headed in the legislature. The letter is asking for 2 things: to make public drug use a gross misdemeanor and for cities to regulate their own drug enforcement ordinances. Right now, the entire state operates off a 3-strike system, meaning if someone were caught publicly using drugs, police have to refer them to substance abuse programs at least twice before an arrest can be made. A policy that Mayor Woodward says is not enough.
We support the opportunity for treatment, but if you don't get treatment, then you do go to jail if there's been an infraction. We want the abilities for cities to be able to pass ordinances like we have, that we've been working on, the Safer Open Spaces Ordinance, and those are things that the state right now is looking to take away from us.
Part of those demands were in the Senate version of this bill, but the city says this letter was initiated after the House removed that language from the bill.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
There have been thousands of names called in the NFL Draft, but there's nothing like hearing your own. Live Thursday. After years of dedication,
I was really working hard because I knew that it could change my life one day.
Sacrifice and love.
My family motivated me to be the best me that I could be.
The next generation of football stars take the stage.
This night represents hope.
With Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, and the College Game Day crew, the NFL Draft, live, starting Thursday on ABC.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
With prices of natural gas and propane skyrocketing, your heating bill is getting out of control. But before you turn down the heat, give the experts at Bill's Heating and Air a call. They have the latest in dual fuel technology to keep your family comfortable and utility bills low. And there's never been a better time to upgrade, because now every furnace purchase comes with a free AC or heat pump. So call Bill's Heating today to get your free heat pump while supplies last.
Grand Coulee is the place to be for Mother's Day weekend for 3 days of rodeo action. Thursday for the Cletus Lacey Memorial Bull Riding. Friday and Saturday for the Colorama PRCA Pro Rodeo. Go to coloramaprorodeo.org for tickets.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
After losing most of their key players from last season, the Gonzaga Bulldogs have reinforcements on the way. 3 new players have been added to the roster, including 2 today. Sports Director Julian Minnesone is live in the studio to tell us how this impacts the Bulldogs next season. Julian.
Well, Aaron, there will be some fresh faces on the Gonzaga Bulldogs next season. The latest player to join the team is Creighton transfer Ryan Nembhard. Now, Nembhard is the younger brother of former Gonzaga star Andrew Nembhard. Cool family tie there. Wyoming transfer Graham Ike will also join the Bulldogs next season. Ike sat out last year due to a leg injury, but he was the Mountain West Conference preseason Player of the Year. big time there. And the other one is Eastern Washington's Steel Venters. Venters led the Eagles in scoring and was the Big Sky Conference MVP. And this is what the Bulldogs roster could look like next season. Of course, adding those 3 transfers in there, you also have returners Nolan Hickman and Ben Gregg and the highly touted freshman Dusty Stromer. A lot of people are excited about him. Now, one of the big question marks going into this offseason was the status of forward Anton Watson. Watson has the option to return for 1 more season, but he has yet to make a decision. And fans will get their first look at the 2023 Washington State Cougars on Saturday. The team is hosting its annual spring game, and Washington State will be showcasing its new look offense under new offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle. The Cougars defense returns key players like Ron Stone Jr. and Brennan Jackson. WSU is coming off a season in which they went to a 7th straight bowl game, and this will be front and center Saturday, 3 o'clock at Martin Stadium in Pullman. There's still tickets available. Club seats are $20. General admission is $5. There's also going to be an autograph session after the game where you can meet all the guys. And Washington State baseball opening up a 3-game series against Santa Clara, 5th inning. Cougars leading 2-0. WSU outfielder Jonah Advincula laces this one into the gap. 1 run will come across to score. It's 3-0 Cougs. Now Santa Clara would come back to tie the game, but in the bottom of the 9th we go. Game tied at 4. This is what you dream about when you're a little kid. Washington State's Elijah Hainline gets a hold of one, and it's a walk-off home run on the first pitch of the inning. A celebration in Pullman. Cougars win 5-4. Game 2 is at 12:05 tomorrow. Gonzaga baseball on the road at Portland. Portland's Nick Klemp gets the scoring started for the Pilots. This single scores a pair of runs for Portland. The Bulldogs trail 2-0 in the first. To the 5th inning we go. Game tied at 3. Bases loaded for the Zags. Tommy Eisenstadt almost hits the scoreboard. A grand slam for Eisenstadt. Gonzaga takes a 7-3 lead. They would go on to win 10-4. Game 2 is at 3 o'clock tomorrow. After getting swept by the Brewers, the Seattle Mariners are looking to bounce back against the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis, well, they had other plans, trying to spoil the party. Jordan Walker, that's trouble for Seattle. It goes off the wall. That'll score a pair of runs as the Mariners suddenly trail 2-0. Now, bottom of the 4th we go. Mariners trailing by just a run. Teoscar Hernandez, and that's one strong man. Takes Steven Matz deep into center field over the wall. That ties it up at 2. To the 6th inning we go. Game still tied. Mariners at the plate. Runners in scoring position. A.J. Pollock delivers. 2-run scores. The Mariners take the lead. The bullpen shut it down the rest of the way. 5-2 is the final. Seattle snaps a 3-game losing streak. The teams will go back at it at 6:40 tomorrow night from T-Mobile Park. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Experience the film that started it all as a live symphony orchestra performs with the full movie on the big screen.
Second show added. Get your tickets now at ticketswest.com.
It's time to get the tax break you deserve this week at Walker's Furniture, as they offer a double sales tax discount or no minimum purchase, no money down, 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
There's no better time to freshen up your living room, dine in style, or get that bedroom set you've always wanted. Plus, get a double sales tax discount or no interest for 5 years financing.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of Luxe Craft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully. Save beautifully with Karastan. At Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One, Floor and Home.
Save up to $1,000 on Karastan flooring at Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see all that you are? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, that's it for us on Nightside. Before we go, Julian has something he wants to tell everybody.
Yeah, WSU spring game tomorrow. We'll be there live.
I knew that's what he was going to say. We'll see you.